Welcome back to another episode of Cultural Colloquy. And this episode is really special to me because out of everybody that I reached out to, she's the only one that replied. And I don't know, I just believe that there are no coincidences. But anyways, we're going to get right into it. And you can start by answering your name, introducing yourself. And what would you say got you to where you are today?
So my name is Alyssa, and I've lived in Los Angeles my whole life. You prefer to me talking to this?
Oh, no, you can look at the camera.
Oh, okay, cool. I think what got me to where I am today is a lot of trial and error. I went to college for like 2 years, community, so I'm not really pursuing school at the moment, but a lot of periods in my life where I feel like a lot of hesitancy, a lot of nervousness, a lot of anxiety, addressing it and not just keeping and sticking with that feeling in my head all the time. I think that's what really brought me to where I am today. It's like taking it head on.
No, I love that. That's fun. And we're also going to be playing Connect 4.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And I think red goes first, right? Or yellow?
I didn't know there's a rule.
Yeah.
You could go first.
Ladies first.
Oh.
That'll be nice. And the second question is, what does culture look like to you?
Culture to me depends. Because if we're talking pop culture to me is kind of, it's a blend of people and how trends move forward, what's in the news, what's in the media, who's the biggest right now, but oh no!
I did not realize that.
Reset.
Yeah. I also have forks. I don't know if you care. Do you want a
Would
fork?
you prefer?
It's up to you. No. Okay. That's cool.
Okay. But
yeah.
Culture to me, it's not just what's on trend, but how thoughts, ideas, art, fashion, photography, it's how it all like changes over time. Like a really old, withstanding model or technology, anything like that. And I really like pop culture, any culture. I come from a Mexican family, so we have our rituals.
You definitely just skip my turn.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
Maybe the multitasking is kind of, but it's fine.
No, I definitely have found like a more appreciation, I feel like, for other cultures, like outside of my own, this year, more than ever, really. And my next question is, what do you feel like your place in culture is?
I feel like my place in culture is predominantly I feel like within the Gen Z community, there's it's like a big feeling of loss, not really knowing where to navigate yourself. There's one end feeling like you gotta go and rush and do things as fast as possible.
Yeah.
But, as I look inward and try to see all the things that, I can provide myself with to give me comfort and security and not like make me move through life so fast,
Yeah. No, it's important.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
What would you say you're working on at this moment?
At this moment, I'm working on building a modeling portfolio. It was more so like, modeling was more so like I'll try it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I've been drawing since I was a little girl, so kind of I needed something to apply it to, and I thought, why not clothing? It's kind of a given. So right now, me and my partner are trying to work our own fashion brand. And he actually just went to go pick up some dyed samples right now, so but it's really exciting. It is exhausting at times because it is expensive.
Yeah.
Not cheap. Oh my god, especially to stay local. But I'm working on the modeling. I'm working on the fashion. But I'm also just constantly, amidst everything that I'm working on, even if I'm working on nothing, I'm always trying to just realign myself, realign my worldview and my perception of things, and just try really hard to stay balanced and to try to take things in, you know?
Yeah, being present, it sounds like, yeah.
It's not easy. It's so hard.
Yeah.
But
I definitely feel like that's something lifelong, something to work on. What would you say your biggest success this month has been?
definitely, my last modeling shoot that I signed up for on Backstage, I signed up to be a hair model.
Okay.
And I just showed up with makeup and clothes, and I sat in a chair and got my hair done for 4 hours, and I made some good money off of that. I was like, wow, that felt good. That was probably my biggest success this month.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
What's been your biggest obstacle, and how'd you get over it?
My biggest obstacle. Gotta think this through. I feel like my biggest obstacle was not trying to guess or assume what other people might think of me online, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's just like, it's not just the people you're looking at, you know? It's hundreds of people, so I feel like trying to distance myself from whatever other people's perception of me might be was one of the biggest obstacles, but it was so rewarding, you know? It's not like it doesn't come back, but it's not nearly as bad as it used to be.
No, that's good, yeah. Social media and the internet itself can just be a lot sometimes.
It's very overwhelming.
Very. What do you want to accomplish by the end of the year, and what do you feel like you have to do to get there? You're good.
By the end of the year, I want to have a moderate portfolio size. I also want to go to Mexico. That was a little trip I planned.
Okay.
But I also kind of just want to be able to look back at all the things I've done by the end of the year. This will probably be included in that too. I'll probably be like, wow, I never would have done something like this a year ago. Just to appreciate all of the little things that brought me to where I am.
What are you passionate about?
I'm really passionate about being comfortable. I really like stretching and meditating, going general, but I guess what I'm really passionate about is art, color. And I like being able to say that now because despite being so good at it when I was younger, by the time I hit middle school, in 6th grade, it was a realization that this is an unrealistic, career or job. but also, you know, I guess myself too. You know, I think maybe it was in 5th grade they had us do those little quizzes where it's like, if this is your job, this is what your salary is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
You know, those little things, and it's just like, okay, I need to prepare for the real world, you know. So I literally dropped it for like maybe until senior year of high school. For years, I was not doing it, and every year I would think like, okay, maybe I should at least, you know, like do it for fun, you know, like just practice. But I would think about all the kids in the art programs and entering contests, and I just always felt like, well, I'm already way too behind on that, you know.
Yeah.
There's no way to catch up. But that's why it was so important to learn about going at your own pace, you know. So having you guys don't have to leave this in there, but I had one like psychedelic experience, and it really made me realize if I was that good at something, I should do it. I should keep doing it, you know?
Yeah, no, psychedelics have done that for me too, so yeah, that's amazing. Who and what are your inspirations? Or if there's just a who, or if there's just a what, it's okay too.
I was thinking about this the other day, because that's like a very big question, you know?
Yeah.
And I think my final answer is Lady Gaga. Even since her first album, you know, Lady Gaga is somebody who always, to me, was like, she was always kind of, I don't know if shy is the right word, but she was always a little more introverted. But she didn't have to like really, she was able to be loud and express herself through her clothing, through her music, through her dancing, like, and not so much, I love her music so much. That's probably one of the only artists that I would like stan, you know?
Yeah.
But and she's always just been a very, very big inspiration for me. So definitely Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, I love it. Yeah, she is original, like in every way possible. It's crazy. Can you please speak about God Love?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, God Love is my brand that we're starting. And we have changed it so many times. Like, it's crazy. Even the process of it, like, we've made a design for maybe like 2 years ago. And we take a pause on the designing because we're like, okay, we need to find the manufacturing houses, we need to find the sewers, you know. And then you go back to that design and it's like, this looks outdated. This already doesn't look like it's on par, or, you know, just necessarily, like, doesn't even look really wearable anymore, you know. But I really like that. It's such a funny experience to go through in like the art and designing process, like looking at your old work and being like, it's good, it's not bad, it's just not what I would do today. It doesn't represent who I am today, you know. But we've always had like a root in the earth, nature. We're trying to go for like organic cottons and things like that, trying to stay local, not go overseas or anything. So but right now our design is like, it's just my artwork put on like a little ringer shirt, but it's really cute, and I like having the opportunity to put my art somewhere, you know, aside from just my Instagram.
No, I love that.
But for now, it's playful, but we hope when there's a turning point where we can actually make more profit, we can get more creative and more more textured in our designs. I mean, we have like pages and pages of just favorites and inspos and boards and all those things. It's endless. We have so many mood boards, it's crazy. So, you know.
Yeah.
But right now we're just sticking to what I've got.
No, I like that. Damn. Can you give some context? So I've done a lot of research. Can you give some context to the interwebs seasons on your Instagram stories?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I've always wanted to talk about those. I love those. Those are like, I don't know. Those are just so exciting.
Yeah.
So the interwebs on my Instagram, those were just, I liked saving and collecting things,
Yeah.
you know, like finding your interests was something I really enjoyed, because spending so much time feeling like I need to adapt to other people's like tastes and personalities was really taxing. So being able to break out of that and find what I like, I feel like that's where the interwebs stories started to come out. And I just started collecting a bunch of different things I liked on the internet, on Instagram only, basically, you know.
Yeah.
But I also liked seeing how you go to S1 and then you go to S7 or 8. I lost count of how many I have, but it's like another example of seeing how the taste develops over time. But other than that, it also, I guess, are just pictures that I feel like, I don't know if I just like them, but maybe it's something that I'm really impressed by. And normally I put in a bunch of other like really small artists who I feel like deserve more recognition, you know?
Yeah.
So I really do enjoy that. Even I know my bio is like pop culture clashes,
Yeah.
you know? And I will post a lot of things like that on my story too, when I see a musician or an actor, they do something that's a little more out there, a little more unique. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed taking note and plastering them on my bio and my page.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
It's definitely important, I feel like, because the artists who do the kind of like out there are not the norm things, like don't get the recognition they deserve at all.
No.
So I love that you do that. Who is your dream festival music?
Oh my god. Okay, Lady Gaga. It's a given. The Strokes. I've seen Tyler like so many times already. I should see somebody else I haven't seen before. Gaga, The Strokes. Probably. I do kind of want to see Nicki Minaj.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Ooh, Solange. I want to see Solange again. I saw her once, and it was like, it sounded like mermaids, like sirens. It was so beautiful. It was insane. It was like mesmerizing. So Lady Gaga, The Strokes, Solange, Nicki Minaj. It's all over the place.
That would be a crazy. I feel like it kind of goes though, like at the same time.
Some
they
of
go
them.
together.
Yeah, definitely. If you order them correctly.
Exactly. So who would be headlining? Because that's like, they're all like headliners.
Yeah, they are. Probably Gaga, because she does pop and like rock.
Mm-hmm.
She's very she has a lot of range.
Yeah.
So I feel like she could easily encompass both the rock bands and the pop stars, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually sounds really cool. Why do fools fall in love?
Because it's all that we have.
Fair enough. Yeah. Where do you draw the line?
I draw the line. I draw the line on my iPod, on Procreate.
What does the world need more of?
The world needs more feel like the world needs a lot more open-mindedness. It's a little deep, but yeah.
No. Yeah, it's needed. What does the world need less of?
Probably, the world needs less, like, waste. Like, tangible waste.
What have you discovered about yourself since going inwards?
Oh my god. I could talk about this for hours. Okay, if I could sum it up, I learned how integral childhood experiences are to who you are as an adult. Because a lot of people think, you know, whatever happened to me when I was a kid, I was a kid, you know, like, it's fine. You get over it, you push through, but when you're a kid, like, you're developing patterns, you're shaping your environment to how you feel like you need to protect yourself in a bunch of different situations. So, and those defenses don't really go away when you get older unless you address them. So being able to learn through that and addressing those head on amidst other actual things going on. You're looking at the back of all the bad shit that happened back then, and you're still trying to deal with the bad stuff happening now. It's a lot, but it's all a part of the process, and I am so grateful to be on the other side of that. Not completely, but like 70%.
70%. That's no, even that's a lot in itself. According to your Pinterest, pop culture clashes. What does pop culture clash with?
Pop culture clashes in itself. Pop culture, the clashes are all within pop culture. But it clashes with color, with designers, with artists, with video games, with even the things we see in our environment. I feel like it's all very connected.
Is there an end goal for the art that you create?
No end goal. There's no, until I pass.
Yeah.
You know, I'd hope it's just something that I can just keep doing.
But there will be like no moment when you're like, all right, I made it, type of thing, or?
I hope so, but at the same time, I really want to let go of that feeling of like dissatisfaction for not being at a stage where
for making it.
Yeah, for making it, for being successful, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess so. In the back of my head though, there's still that like, okay, I still want a house, I still want stable income, you know, but for the most part, I'm trying to find the success in this moment right now. Like we successfully set this up.
That is true. Yeah.
I prefer to always provide a little bit of context because I think it's important to see what like an artist was trying to say, you know? I like the process of different perspectives coming from like an audience, but I think it's still important to know where the original creator was coming from when they made something.
Yeah. What art form do you feel helps you most make sense of your life and the world around you? And in what ways?
Digital. I used to be an all pencil girl, only paper, but digital art has changed my life. I have every color, every brush. Like, honestly, I was so lazy, so sometimes I'd be like, okay, I do want to draw, but it's going to take so much work, so much money, collecting all these different things. So having it all in one spot is just such a breeze. It's so easy. The erase button, oh my god. So, but I really do want to one day, I guess this is something that I do look forward to, is having like an actual studio where I can, manually create things. Actually have paint, I don't have the space to use paint, or I can't mess up a floor like that. It's really bad. But for the most part, it's pretty digital right now, but I don't mind. I'll get there someday,
Yeah. In what ways do you feel like your childhood and where you grew up inspire your art?
Well, I always knew I was good at drawing when I was little, and not just from like my family, but also because I just knew I was good. I knew I could recreate something very easily. But it was also just something that brought me a lot of joy. Like, I could draw for hours and hours. There's not a lot of things in my life that I can just keep doing nonstop, but when I was a kid, art was one of those things. I could just relentlessly just do it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But in regards to growing up in LA, that's like an insane amount of like gratitude I have for that. Like, I could have been born anywhere, and this is the city I'm in. Like, that's just so crazy, to be in one of the most just pop culture, actual culture, like so heavily integrated all in one space. All the artwork in LA, like, oh my god, all of it is just so even if I don't pay attention to it, it's still in the subconscious, it's still in the back of my mind all the time.
Yeah. So for the sake of time, I'm going to be skipping some questions. Something I really wanted to ask. In your self-interview number 2, you talk about the themes behind your art. Towards the end, you mention the gap between organic things and technology decreasing. In what ways do you see art and technology coexisting, and what would you consider them the two sides of the same coin?
I see them, I think they are the same, two sides of the same coin. I don't see so much as I don't look at technology as like a solid replacement, like it's going to take over so many different things. Like, we're gonna have fake roses or fake trees or anything like that, but I feel like technology has given us, aside from its massively detrimental impact on a lot of things, I feel like there's just as much good. And it really gave us a lot of opportunity to capture things and create things in very high definition.
No, I love that. If you could meet with anyone that inspires you, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you ask them?
I'm not going to say Lady Gaga again. I'm going to think of somebody else.
You can be Lady Gaga. Like, what would you ask Lady Gaga if she was right here?
That's the thing. I don't know. I wouldn't want to bug her.
That's fair. Yeah.
But, I don't know. Probably... Amy Winehouse. I'd want to talk to Amy Winehouse. And I'd ask her think I would ask Amy Winehouse how to because honestly I would have just wanted to like smoke with her or something, but I mean, if I would have really want to ask her something, probably be what keeps her so like lovingly confident. Like, never saw her as like an arrogant type of confident, just very like humbly confident, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna send you this podcast where, I don't know if you're familiar with the artist Most Def.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were like really good friends, like when she was still alive, and he talks about her in the podcast, and I'm gonna send it to you because how he talks about her, it's like, damn, she was really a great person.
She was, yeah. I heard really good things.
But what wakes you up in the morning?
Thought of making an iced mocha. I like the routine. Doing my skincare, that's another nice routine. But unless I have something to do, I look forward to waking up, looking at the time on my phone, and then just going back to sleep.
I love that. Yeah. And lastly, what is a quote or saying you live by?
Oh my god. I'm shuffling through my head right now.
You're good.
Thinking. Thank you for your patience. I've had like 30-second pauses consistently. Probably. No. That one.
It could be something funny.
I remember watching Kung Fu Panda, and Master Oogway says, I think it was, life is a gift, that's why we call it the present, or something like that. And I remember watching him be like, what? I don't remember that. And then he turns into a bunch of petals. That was really cool.
I do remember that scene.
Yeah. That was so cool.
Damn. Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Alyssa, for taking the time today. And thank you all for watching. And we'll see you on the next one.